gathering up things into our bag. Our 12-year-old son was waking up his little sister and getting her to the back door so we could leave as fast as possible. When we were ready to leave, I noticed that the water had come up another foot or two, and the two bottom steps of our deck were now underwater. Our young neighbors were on their deck, and I shouted over to them that we were getting out of there. I led the way down the steps while my husband carried our daughter, still in her jammies, behind me. I got to the garage door and could not open it, and thought it was locked, but my husband insisted it wasn't and reached over my shoulder and shoved the door open. I couldn't open it because of the volume of water behind it. The water poured out towards us, and we had to trudge through the now knee-deep water inside the garage. My husband's work table, the deep freezer, and a toolbox that must have weighed about 500 pounds was bobbing around in the churning water. We made it to my car, parked a little way up the alley. I wrenched open the driver's door and threw in a bag and started it while my husband got our daughter into her car seat. He pushed her door closed and started back to the house to get our son and follow us in his truck. The water was deep enough that it had come into the car, and when the doors were opened, and I now had to reverse into the deeper water to get by a truck that was parked in front of me. I then gunned it down the alley to the north end, only to find my exit blocked by a parked truck. I drove up into the brush in the field behind our homes and around the truck onto the street. I drove over to the River Roadhouse parking lot and parked to wait for my husband and son to join us. It felt like a very long time waiting for them to come. And just when I was preparing to walk back to the alley entrance, I saw my husband's truck backing out of the alley and having to go up and around the same parked truck that was blocking my exit. I remember him rolling down his window and shouting at the owner of the truck to move it so other people could get out. As we stood there watching all of the commotion going on in our little neighborhood, we watched the back deck of a house at the end of our street come crashing off the back and into the water, and then before our eyes we saw that house lift off its foundation and settle back down to the ground with a noticeable slant to it. I started to cry. I couldn't help myself. Everything happened so fast, and the water just kept coming. My husband Brad decided to walk back into our neighborhood to see if he could help other people get out of their homes. But just as he was about to enter the alley, all the people who had assembled in the River Roadhouse parking lot started to drive out quite fast, while others were running to their cars. I asked the lady what was going on, and she told me that the water was about to breach the Lyon Canal Bridge, and if it happened, we would be trapped between the Center Street Bridge and the Lyon Acres Bridge. I screamed for Brad to come back. He turned around and returned to us, and I explained what was going on. He told us to go to his parents' home, and he would come out there later, and I said no way. We weren't going anywhere without him. He finally agreed, and we all left together. Later on that evening, we learned that most of our neighbors had to be rescued with front-end loaders. We realized just how lucky we were to have gotten out when we did.